guys, what is up? It's Jason again. It's been a year with my Puaida P6S board. I did an unboxing and a quick review a year ago. You know, this is of course a single hub motor board. It's specifically designed for teenagers and total beginners. It's not a board that will give you much excitement, but I believe e-skate is not all about speed and torque, and single hub can also be fun. Today I'm gonna be doing an update talking more about the pros and cons of this board. Let's get right into it. The deck is 38 inches long, so you do have the opportunity to have a wider stance. It has a pretty nice concavity and it's very wide. You have a lot of space for your feet. The deck is pretty stiff. It's got the enclosure growth spacer in 4 lengths of the body of the deck itself. Compared to a plastic deck, it's not going to be as comfortable, so you have to make a compromise here. For me, sleeve deck is not a problem. Besides, even sitting nice bite ends are everywhere. But I would still recommend if you're going to be riding this board to use running shoes, because running shoes have a very soft cushion at the bottom and it kind of absorbs all the vibrations. By the way, sleeve deck does feel more stable when you're at high speed. I mean, if you ride it at like 25 miles per hour on the board. The grip tail was not very grippy. It's got a simple pattern and logo on it, no exposed boards for the trucks and the enclosure. Personally, I like this, but if you don't, or if you ever got to take the trucks or the enclosure off, you could just take a magnet, find the boards and pop up for it. But I don't think you need to do that often or anytime soon. The bushings are soft, the trucks turn easily. I can carve beautifully on it. Carving on this board feels really awesome. This board is really meant for carving. The front stroke is a bit shorter than most longboards, so it makes sharp turns easier, great for urban commuting. And before you first ride, make sure to bring your skater with you, and you might want to tighten those trucks down a little bit. This board has a 400-watt hub motor. This is definitely the smooth ride longboard I've ever ridden. It's really easy to ride for beginners. The acceleration is smooth even at high speed mode. Some of my friends learned how to longboard in 10 minutes riding on it. Though the acceleration is slow, you can still ride up to 20 miles per hour. Of course, this has to be on absolute flat ground. If you have an incline, this board will not reach that speed. It doesn't have much hill climbing ability, but with a teenager on, it goes on most hills. 20 miles per hour for just cruising or commuting is actually pretty good. To be honest, if you are a beginner, 20 miles per hour is more than enough speed. Make sure to get yourself protected ears. Even for me, on my dual motor boards, I don't go faster than 20 miles per hour most of the time. The brake is also super smooth, so you can't start the board in a short time if you suddenly notice something in front of you. And it doesn't have enough stopping power for any decent hills, so always slow down before going down any hills. And you gotta be really careful with speed on the hills, and know how to foot brake for a decent speed. This motor is quiet and smooth. If you run out of batteries, it can be ridden as regular skateboard. The strip of the motor is swappable. It lasts about 600 miles. And there are also 105 softer strip and wheels for this board. You'll definitely need this if you ride on rough surfaces. The remote a bit small, so the screen is a bit small, and it didn't come with a lanyard, which I think is a must. The sound stick's not very precise, but it's okay. I always go full throttle at medium speed mode. That's about 40 miles per hour when I was on the board. And if I want to speed out a little bit, I just push the stick again, and the board goes a bit faster each time I push. I really like this feature. The other great feature I like about this remote is cruise control. When you're holding the acceleration, tap on the LED button, you are gonna be in the cruise control mode. Your board is cruising, you don't need to do anything. One of the best things about this board is that it has 2 tail lights which flash when you brake, so that other riders can see you while riding. Actually, the board comes with a LED driver which has 4 connectors. 2 have connected to the tail lights, and you can install other lights with the other connectors. I added a street light to the sides. It looks way better at night than if you have no lights at all. It uses the latest version Lingyi ESC powered by a 36-volt 5 Ah battery. 4 Ah batteries have been the standard for some entry-level dual motor boards. 5 Ah or a single heart will give you a longer range than many dual motor boards on the market. You can go really far on this board. I get about 80 miles range cruising on fast surface and medium speeds. But the range really depends on your weight, where you ride, and how you ride. If you're a heavier rider or if you ride at higher speeds, you might get about half of my range. This is not a skateboard that made of cheap parts and cannot support all the weight or break apart easily. This board uses quality parts. I've been riding this board almost every day for over a year, 2,000 miles on it. I haven't had to do many maintenance on this board, which is pretty amazing. Every year there has to be more damage. The only thing that has been affected is the plastic enclosure. It has been an amazing skateboard I've been using to get around in my city, and it's very light, only 15 pounds, easy to carry in my arm. After riding this thing for over a year, I can say with certainty that this is definitely worth its price. So if you want to buy your boy an electric skateboard and don't want him hurt himself going super fast, this is a good choice. If you have a budget of $400 to spend, I would still recommend buying this board, because you also need to buy some protective gears, lights, wheels, etc. This is also a really fun board to ride around with your kids or go on a cruise around the neighborhood or park. But if you went on Puaida's website, you'll notice that this board is out of stock. Right now you can buy it on their website on Amazon. They are making some new versions. So hopefully that comes out soon and we'll see what the new version of this board will be. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more content about Puaida boards or DIY boards.